Hi. Have y'all been awake this year? Could this all just be a coma dream? That would be nice. No, that would be worse. Yeah, that would be worse. This is fine. Everything is fine. Around the world, I know we are all experiencing our own different levels of shitstorm. For example, this is outside today. You can't go outside. It's awful. I guess on the bright side, we're not supposed to go outside. Anyways, as the year keeps going on and on and on and on and on, my reading has been changing a lot. At first I thought maybe it was because I had a baby so recently, but she's 7 months old now and it's getting worse. So I can blame a lot of things on my children, and I do, but not this. My reading taste is usually high fantasy, thrillers, horror, mystery. I like big, honkin' books, intricate world building, and just big stories. But lately, I can't handle anything, it feels like. If a book is heavy, literally or figuratively, it's really hard for me to pick it up right now. Like, I've been listening to Geek Love on audio, and it's good. I'm liking it. But wanting to turn it on when I have other options is really hard. When I'm listening to it, I like it, but getting it on is the hard part. Stupid. I'm a mood reader, and it's hard to read when you're not in a great mood. Being a mood reader basically means I have to be in the mood for a book to want to read it. Is that the dumbest thing I've ever said? So now I'm still interested in the books that I like. I am reading synopsis after synopsis, and I am adding these books to my wish list. But I'm not actually picking them up and reading them because looking at them makes me feel tired. And it sucks because I want to read these stories, but I just can't. Like Mistborn, I haven't been able to pick it up. I have been wanting to read those books forever. But every time I go to pick it up and read it, I just feel tired, like I'm not ready for another world with its problems. I want pretend places with pretend problems. I just don't want those problems to be serious. I want the stakes real low. Even though I am reading a pretty average amount for me, it's probably on the lower end, but still it's not bad. It feels harder. Imaginary places with imaginary problems. But Shanna, isn't fiction usually imaginary places and imaginary problems? So much of fiction and fantasy in particular, since that's what I read a lot of, deals with real problems: class, race, gender, sex, the environment, etc., etc., etc. And it takes these problems and frames them in a different world with fantastic characters. But there's usually the core problem that is relatable to us, the reader. And it's really hard when everything feels heavy to want to read any of it, for me. I'll give a few more recommendations at the end of the video, but here is the creme de la creme for me this year. I've been reading a ton of Discworld. Yeah, I know you know. But hear me out. It is a fully formed universe with incredible characters, low stakes, but still real problems, but they're done in a way that is funny and lighthearted, so it doesn't weigh me down. The characters are funny and clever. I find that I am able to get lost there really, really quickly and really, really easily, and it's my favorite place to escape after a long day. And if we're being honest, they're all long days lately. Every single one of them. I went on a Facebook book club group that I'm in, and I asked people how their reading lives have been changed due to. And thank you so much to everybody who responded. You're amazing, and I love you. Here is mostly what I saw. A lot of people feel just like I do. And that felt really good and really reassuring that it's not just me. Lots of people are looking to escape, want low stakes, beachy reads, and I'm not knocking beach reads. We need them more than ever. They want calm environments, beaches, bakeries, small towns. They want relatable characters that don't have big problems. Cozy mysteries are also super popular, which has actually been really fun because I normally love a cozy mystery. You get a happy ending, the mystery gets solved, you don't really care about the person who's been murdered generally, so you're not heartbroken, and there's usually little to no gore. And there were lots of answers that completely surprised me. I was shocked how many people are turning to nonfiction right now. One person was saying how they've been picking up a lot of science-y books that have nothing to do with the current situation. And that makes a lot of sense, but it's not something that I would have thought to do myself. Also, like biographies and finished stories about people who you know are inspiring or who led good lives, who did good things, where you already know the ending, you kind of know the twists and turns, but you get that deep dive. A good number of people are leaning into the whole thing, picking up a lot of nonfiction that is solely based on the problems of right now. And that's how they're getting through it, is just immersing themselves in the world that we're living in. And kudos to them. Great job. You inspire me. Lots of people are reading way more than they ever have. Lots of people are reading way less. This is going to shock you, and I could not believe it, but we're all dealing with this differently. There is never a right way or a wrong way to read. Well, I mean, you know what I mean. So I'm just going to tell you guys a couple of the books that came to mind for me, and then I'm going to put a whole bunch of suggestions that I got from that Facebook group that I've never read, but I trust these people. If they say that they're great escape books, maybe I'll read a few of them. Discworld, obviously. Any Fredrik Backman book. I know I am a Fredrik Backman hype girl, but he will make you cry. He makes me cry. But he's also so, the sincerity in these books, and they're funny, and they're simultaneously heavy and light. It's magic. The man is magic. Agatha Christie, old trusty in my books. And, okay, I know JK's on the shit list, for good reason, but rereading the Harry Potters on your shelf, anything that gives you that big old kick of nostalgia. I don't know, Twilight? Is that something? The Shadowhunter books. When this whole thing started, I was just devouring Shadowhunters because I knew where I was going and what I was getting. Really, a lot of young adult fantasy is great for it. It goes down easy. You're in a different world. It's a great way to escape. So even if you're not usually a YA reader, YA fantasy I find is a really great way to get out of a funk. And then I don't usually read romance, but I read the Bromance Book Club when it came out, and it's actually fun. It's light and kind of funny. It's about a book club of men who are going through relationship problems, and they get together and they read romance novels, and it's a good time. It's really light. I don't know. I would recommend it if you like romance. Which I don't, which is why I feel okay recommending it, because I enjoyed it, and romance is usually not my thing. All of the other people's recommendations, or any more that I think of later, will be down in the description. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. Tell me how you guys are doing. How has your reading changed this year? Has it changed? I wonder at the end of the year how my reading log is going to reflect the 2020-ness of this year. Like, am I going to look back and say, wow, I read so differently? Or am I going to find just new favorites and new genres that I didn't know I loved? I hope you are all safe and healthy and living your best lives. Or hanging in there, if that's too much to ask. I understand. Like the video, subscribe, ring the bell, and share with all of your friends. I just love it so much when you do that. I will see you guys on Friday. Bye!